All right, so we're going to be talking about the trailer for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. So this trailer came out at like what 5 in the morning. Jesus. So um, I'm going to talk about it. Better late than never. And yeah, so what is 28 Years, The Bone Temple? It is the direct sequel that was shot side by side with 28 Years Later, which I'm just going to give a minor spoiler to because this movie's been out for a few months. 28 Years Later literally had an ending where a bunch of people named the Jimmies showed up and started killing a bunch of zombies in kung fu fashion. Imagine like the if you've seen the Cabin Fever, the little kid who likes waffles and I mean pancakes and then starts doing kung fu for no reason. Imagine that, but they're all fighting zombies. Um, yeah. So we're now continuing that storyline, which I hope won't be as like that was such a bizarre ending that it made me go, well, I hope it does well enough to get this out here. What's also interesting is that this is not directed by uh, Alex Garland. This is actually directed by Nia DaCosta, who has done horror before, and she's more about doing more dark and dramatic horror as well, and talking about social issues, much was the case with the Candyman requel. Um, so she's a solid pick to do like this, and if this movie does well enough, there will be a sequel. There will be a direct sequel to the franchise as well. Now, the movie the movie's going to follow Dr. Kill. Looks like it's going to follow a lot of Dr. Killinger. I believe that's the name of the character from the first movie, and we're going to get more about the Bone Temple and more about the people who had died. I look. I really do think I enjoyed 28 Years Later. I really did like 28 Years Later as a film. It had a lot of it had some excellent, strong performances. It had a lot of heart to it. It had so much going for it as a film. But I will say that ending is a little bizarre, and also the camera angle thing. I really hope they kind of improve that because looking back on this film, it really does make me go, huh. Like I feel like genuinely there is a feeling of uh, there is a feeling of uh, what's the word, unpolished work when it comes to the cell phone camera thing. So I really do hope they kind of fix that. I honestly hope they fix that. We do see more of like the Jimmies, and it looks like they're just like we all kind of figured if you saw the movie and you saw that scene, you're like, so those are not the good guys for the next movie. Clearly, there's something off-putting about them. I mean, they're all dressed as a guy who was now I don't know a lot of British um, television outside of like Doctor Who and two other things. I know I'm so American. Um, but the thing of it is that apparently the character the Jimmies are all dressed as turned out to be a pedophile, and it was never proven in court or something. I don't like it was never. It was basically acquitted. I heard. I don't know if that's true or like I don't know all the details, but yeah, that's a little fucked. But in time wise, it does make sense because all of those charges came out long after, like in the 2000s. This timeline basically is like a alternate timeline of where Britain didn't have those kind of court systems or whatever, and that character who is also named Jimmy never got those charges brought up, and he was still a child icon. So, and it also adds to like I think it also adds to like the unsettling nature of it all too. So I do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that they're kind of doing something with that as well. So I think the other thing that like we really only see like one or two of the of the rabid of the they're not zombies, I know, but like the infected, especially one big alpha who's probably really swinging dong. Like if it's anything to go on from the other film, it's very clear that there's going to be some more dong swinging in this film, and I am. Yeah, I was not prepared for that the first time. I'll probably be a little more saner, about it. But the other thing is, like, you don't see a lot of infected outside of one. I'm sure there's going to be more. But the thing of it is, and what's interesting to note, is that there is a legit feeling of not a lot of infected. It's more about the human story. It really does feel like we're dealing more with the human story of it. And it looks like Killinger and the Jimmies are on a collision course with each other. And we'll see if I think that's the name of the doctor, Ralph Fiennes' character, Killinger. So we'll see if the Jimmies and Killinger are, like, it does look like that's going to be the culminating point. But then again, we thought we had an idea of where the film was going the first time around. Like, we had a legit thought of, like, where this first film was going to go. And then it turned out like it went completely in a different direction. And I think for the most part, it worked. Again, at least if this end, hopefully this won't hurt the ending of that film, because I feel like the ending, like, it really made or break for 28 years later. Really made or break. It was a real make or break moment for the franchise as a whole. So, that was kind of that was kind of my hopefully they'll this film will justify that ending and maybe make people go, oh, it's kind of low-key genius now that I look at it. Now that because again, thank God, if they didn't say, hey, this film's coming out this January, I think everyone would have, and they just said, we're going to wait to see how people react to the first film, that would have just killed the franchise. Because I know they want to do a third movie. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So 28 years later, The Bone Temple comes out in January, same as Return to Silent Hill. I hope it's not the same day, because I'm going to put my money on, if Return to Silent Hill and 28 years later The Bone Temple come out, I'm going to put my money on Bone Temple a little more, because again, it's a better known franchise, and I'm sure people are like, I got to see how that ending plays out. Anyway, so yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of the trailer for 28 years later, The Bone Temple? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this. And also, if you've probably noticed, I have ads now on my video. I'm now officially a YouTube partner. I think it was high time to finally do that. I thought I figured I'd have enough of a following and enough of a, time to finally take the next step. You know what I mean? And again, I always say this, but I couldn't have done this all without you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, as always. Anyway, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.